Hello, 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 hello. Test, 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 test. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. 3 more minutes. We'll start. 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. Two more minutes. Two more minutes. Two more minutes. One more minute. One more minute. One more minute. Okay, let's start. First question. Why? The first question is called the why question. For the why question, okay, like what I said just now, who are the main characters? Who are the main characters? Okay, the main characters is Japan and the Allies and the US. Correct? Correct. So what is the problem faced by Japan? What are the problems faced by Japan? Can you see the screen? The problems faced by Japan is number one, humiliation. Right? Is it humiliation? Yes, problem number one is humiliation. Why are they humiliated? In what way are they humiliated? Number one, they're humiliated because of racial segregation. Am I right? Immigrants, yes, no equal rights in America for the Japanese immigrants. So that is called racial segregation. Okay, and number two, lack of respect. No, number two, what is the very obvious incident that shows a lack of respect other than no equal rights in America? Number two is the Washington Naval Conference, correct? Yes, so these two things. So what elaborate this racial segregation? Portrayed itself in the Jap Exclusion League, right? Where they banned the immigrants. They banned Japanese immigrants. Okay? What happened after that? What happened after they banned the Japanese immigrants? Yes, the PM went to ask for equal rights at where? He went to the Paris Peace Conference to ask for equality. Okay, but did he get it? No, not granted. It wasn't granted because there was no unanimous decision. Correct? Correct? No unanimous decision. Okay, so this made Japan very upset. Okay, you have an upset Japanese dude here. And same thing for this naval conference because Japan only had 1.45, right? Is it 1.45? Oh, sorry, it's not 1.45, 1.67. Yes, as compared to the ratio of the West is 5. Yes, so disarm your navy 5 is to 1.67. Is it fair? No, it's not fair, right? So what does these two things speak of? These two incidents speak of the humiliation that Japan faced. So this is the problem, correct? The problem is the humiliation. Yes, humiliation is a problem. So what is the solution? Solution? What did they suggest to do? What did they suggest to do to ensure that they can solve this problem? Yeah, so they feel disrespected, right? So what is the solution? The solution is very simple. Okay, expand. Expand. That is the thing. Just expand. What can you guarantee when you expand? No, where do you expand first? Yeah, so because of this, they decide to expand. So where? Yes, must be specific. Where do you expand? First place, Korea. Okay, second place, Taiwan. Third place, Manchuria. And then Southeast Asia. Okay, by doing this, what are you trying to show? You're gaining respect as an equal. Okay, this is how you get the West to listen to you. This is how you stop the humiliation. The problem is the humiliation from all these incidents. Okay? So that is one problem, humiliation. What is the second problem? Japan faced two very distinctive problems. One is humiliation. What is the other problem? Yes, thank you. Resources because of a crisis. Yes, what are crisis? Economic crisis. You see, you can pass it. Economic crisis. Yes, lack of resources. Okay, so lack of resources. Why? Because number one, there's overpopulation. Then number two, Overpopulation, the other reason, poor farming methods. Yes, so with these two things, you have lack of food. Okay, poor farming methods and overpopulation. So hence you have a lack of food, and hence you need to expand. You need to expand. Why expand? Because of resources. And number two, living space. Living space for citizens to relocate. Okay, then you can tell me they went to Korea. Why? Then Taiwan again and Manchuria. Okay, because this is the solution. Yes, what you're writing here, the solution. So when you expand, you can get this, you can get this, you can get this, and you can get this, and hence you solve the problem. And thus, with this expansion, through the expansion, you actually solve the problem. What problem? The problem of the crisis. Okay, because of this, you solve the problem of the crisis. Okay, wait. Okay, can see now? Yes. So that's how you link it. Problem, solution, problem and solution. Very simple. Okay. Second point is the allies. What are problems that they face? Problem number one, World War One. Yes, the Allies and the US just faced World War One. Okay. So what are question they can ask? They can ask you why. Why did they appease? Why did they appease Japan? Yes, so you can write yes because of World War One. Yes, because they want to avoid another war because of what they have suffered already and because of the Great Depression. Okay, hence they did this in order to solve the problem. Okay, next part. Next part. Is this standard question. Outbreak of war. Okay, it's getting lesser and lesser people. Now, if you have your textbook, you can turn to page 182. So if you turn to page 182, you can see the sequence of events that led to the war. Okay, so every factor you write must link to this sequence of events. Every single factor you write. Every factor that you write must link to the sequence that led to Pearl Harbor. Okay, so if you turn to page 182, what was Japan facing? Okay, it was facing the change in American policy. Again, change in. Why did they need to go to Pearl Harbor? Because of this. It's mainly because of this change in American policy. Because America felt that Japan was too aggressive. Yes, Japan was too aggressive. Japan was too aggressive. Yes. So what is Japan reliant on? What is Japan reliant on for their war effort? The key thing that they are reliant on is yes, is steel, but it's also fuel. Yes, oil. Oil is the key thing because oil is fuel. Yes, so if you're America, how will you stop Japan's aggression? You just need to limit the oil, right? Because America has a lot of oil. So that's called a trade embargo. Yes, the change in American foreign policy, this change led to a trade embargo on Japan. Okay, so Japan needed to find oil. Find oil in where? In Southeast Asia. Okay, so yes, scrap everything, cancel all the treaties, so limit the trade with Japan and have a trade embargo so that Japan cannot have the oil to further expand their territories. But Japan is a country full of pride. Okay, they will not stop expanding. They will find another way to do things. So the way that they decided was to further expand into Southeast Asia to find the oil, especially in Malaya. Yes, especially in Malaya. Okay, but because of the presence of colonies, especially American colonies, America can stop them from moving into Southeast Asia. America already took notice of them. So they need to have a preemptive strike. Preemptive means beforehand. Before the US attack them, you attack them first with the element of surprise. Okay? So that the US will not be able to retaliate in time and Japan can take over Asia. Okay, so this is the trigger. All factors must lead to this trigger. Can all factors have to lead to this trigger. So let me give you an example. War in Europe. War in Europe is a very simple point. But it's common sense, right? Why did the war in Europe encourage Japan? You just need to answer this simple question. Why did the war in Europe encourage Japan? Yes, correct, because Japan wants to go to Southeast Asia, and Southeast Asia is being colonized by Britain, France, and America. Okay, but Britain, France, and America so happens to be fighting a war with Hitler. Yes, so thus Southeast Asia became defenseless. So it's very easy to take where. We need to know where. So French where and British where. Yes, French where and British where. Where are the French colonies? Where are the British colonies? Yes, so Indochina and Malaya and Yes, so because of this keyword, because of this distraction, it encourage Japan to further expand and move into Southeast Asia. And because they move into Southeast Asia, then you link it to America changed their policy as they felt Japan was too aggressive. This led to the trade embargo, which hurt the pride of Japan to look for more resources to have a preemptive strike on Pearl Harbor, which eventually led to the US declaration of war. So everything caused an effect, and thus Southeast Asia and Asia Pacific started the war. Okay, so this is a very easy factor. So other factors, war in Europe is one, change in the policy is another one. Change in the policy is just this, basically, the trade embargo, right? The fact that they no longer, they change from what? Yes, they change from isolationist to being more involved in global affairs. Yes, so there's two already. Then rise of military government, very simple, right? Because people have all the crises, because of the crisis that they face, people supported the military government of Japan, because they promised to move into the different areas like Taiwan, Korea, Manchuria. For what? Again, and then Southeast Asia, right? What's the pretense? On the pretense of they move into Southeast Asia on the pretense of the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere. Yes, you must write this down. But in actual fact, they just want to go in there for the oil and the steel and the rubber. Okay, and hence this led to further because of their military government, it led to further expansion into Southeast Asia, into all these places. And because of that, America changed their policy and it brought them directly into conflict with the US, who were the only force there to prevent Japan from further invasion. So to stop the US, they need a preemptive strike. And that's when they attacked Pearl Harbor, which led to the US declaration of war on Asia Pacific. Okay, that's it. That's all. Follow these things and you can get full marks. Okay, so lastly, the SBQ. SBQ, remember when you see a cartoon, right, you must write down exaggeration, symbolism, sarcasm if you find it, irony. Okay, what's the meaning of all these things? Yes, you can get full marks. Okay, only one chapter, one pathetic chapter. I'm not looking for exact details, I'm just looking for key details, 2 to 3 key details, and then a proper explanation. After your key details, please give me the proper explanation, right? For the why question, the explanation will be the solution and why this solution works. For the other question, the explanation is how these things led to Japan's eventual decision to attack Pearl Harbor, which led to the US declaring a war on Japan. Okay, let's look at the speech. I know you are very stressed, so let's look at the speech. Here.
Senators and representatives, I have the distinguished honor of presenting the President of the United States.
Can you see anything?
Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, members of the Senate, of the House of Representatives, yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy, the United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The United States was at peace with that nation, and at the solicitation of Japan, was still in conversation with its government and its emperor, looking toward the maintenance of peace in the Pacific. The attack yesterday on the Hawaiian Islands has caused severe damage to American naval and military forces.
Okay, never mind, we can't see it, it's not clear. Okay, so yes, that's all. So I hope you learned something today. So do the best you can tomorrow. That's all I can say. Okay.
Hey, so you need a website. Let me show you how I made mine with Wix. First, I went to Wix.
Monitor capture, you can leave the settings on default. Now if I click on preview stream, I would get something that looks like this. Now this would actually be the same result I would get if I actually recorded rather. Now since OBS usually comes in two versions, a 32-bit version next to File Explorer, then right click on this PC and go to I've determined that master search. I'm going to right click on any one of them and we're going to click on Open File Location. Okay, now Compatibility tab. Right here where it says Compatibility Mode, I'm going to put a check mark in the box next to Run this program.